So it seems like it does not stop. The hate for Ironmouse has been getting pretty insane, and it's been something that's been going on for a very long time, right? It's been, a much talked about situation. For example, if you guys didn't see of my on my React channel, you guys can go check that out. It'll be down in the bio and the comments. But we watched a video from Royalty is here talking about the fact that the amount of hate that Ironmouse gets, right? And why this was caused, and the history of her and everything like that. But essentially, it seems like, there has been another case of this happening, and it's kind of like an offshoot of all of the kind of drama and stuff that has gone on over time. And yeah, I recently stumbled across it in the Ironmouse subreddit, saying, saw this in a comment of an Ironmouse video. Now, of course, this is a new Ironmouse video, because I'm pretty sure, is that a new model? I can't, no, actually, no, it doesn't seem like it. But obviously, you can see it says CG5 performing a new song with Ironmouse at Anime NYC, which, of course, Anime NYC was the other day. So it is like a new thing. It's not like an old like comment section or something like that. But yeah, obviously, the comments, though, of course, you can imagine how they were. Obviously, TikTok have not been the nicest towards her, saying, people only hate Ironmouse because of her voice or because of one song, but refuse to listen to any of her other amazing songs, and or acknowledge the fact that she's a professional trained opera singer, which is 100% true, right? A good person in the comments for once, right? But of course, here we go. Saying, not gonna lie, gang, we don't hate her. We don't hate her, but most of her music is low-key Israeli propaganda booty. So first of all, that sentence just didn't make sense, but second of all, yeah, it's just crazy that they're trying to call it Israeli propaganda, when it's just a song, right? Like, let's be real. Like, at the end of the day, is is any of that true? Of course not. It's stupid. It's a song, and for some reason, it's been something that a lot of people tend to use to kind of call something bad, right? That's been the kind of the trend recently, to say something is Israeli if they want to call it bad, which obviously takes away from the actual meaning of actual things that are Israeli, right? Which of course, yeah, people are, I don't know, I don't know why people do this, right? Saying she is a physically ill Puerto Rican VTuber. There are actual people doing that, but this isn't one of them, right? And yeah, exactly, right? They're saying essentially there are actual people out there making Israeli propaganda music. But obviously Ironmouse is definitely not one of those, right? It's so stupid. And of course, as well, they continue on to say some other stupid stuff, saying, pretty sure she came out as an IDF agent, and Netanyahu was her first which of course, and then they ended up responding, the person who made this post, saying, no, she doesn't support the IDF, but she does support the Immune Deficiency Foundation. It's a common mistake people make, but no, she does not support Israel. Now, of course, it's one of those things where I don't know if this person, like, I feel like this first person, obviously they split it up by color. You got this yellow one here, but then the yellow one is still the same person here. Now, again, they're saying that essentially she was like a part of the IDF and things like that, which is not the case. She supports the IDF in terms of the Immune Deficiency Foundation, which is just a very unfortunate crossover of what do you call it, abbreviations, right? It's an unfortunate thing where it's associated with the other IDF, which a lot of people have been talking about recently, of course. So I don't know if this is a case of someone just genuinely hating on her and wanting to spread this kind of misinformation about her, or if this is someone actually confused at the differences between the two IDFs, right? One being the Israeli Defense Force, and the other being the Immune Deficiency Foundation. Obviously, the one that Ironmouse of course supports is the Immune Deficiency Foundation, and yeah, of course there's also going to be the people in the middle, though, that understand the difference between the two, and just want to use it against her anyways, because again, they can like make up whatever they want, which I think is absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, obviously lots of people have been commenting on this, saying, genuinely, how do people manage to come to these conclusions, or where on earth do they find such misinformation? Say people just retain data from things that they hear / read about online, everything and anything. This is most stuff people see online. They don't actually give a shit, so they just don't. They do not care if what they read is true or not. They're not going to look into it in themselves. They just absorb it as something they've read. Their brain, knowingly or not, retains the data as truth, not because it's reality, but because it was written and is now in their brain. That much is true. People love to talk about shit that they don't know about, and 1 billion Twitter comments over the course of several years. You're bound to have some people who have only heard that the racist idea of funding VTuber got a Fortnite item, which of course, yeah, it's one of those things where there is so much that goes around about Ironmouse and stuff like that, where I think a lot of the time people end up getting not brainwashed, but like fooled into thinking like, you know, she supports things that she does not, because their brain just sees it. They just like look at someone claiming that, and obviously that person is being absolutely crazy, but in their head it kind of just gets cemented as the truth, which of course is not the truth. We very much well know that, right? Saying for my experience, they just want to hate Mouse, so everything she does and or says will get twisted into a reason that supports their prejudice, which obviously, yeah, is true. Then directly out their ass is either a bot, BS, or intentional propaganda. So if people are brain dead, even those on TikTok. And honestly, yeah, I think that might be like one of the biggest reasons as to why Ironmouse has gotten so much hate, especially on TikTok. A lot of the situations we've covered in the past have come from TikTok, right? Comments on TikTok, people making TikToks on Ironmouse. It genuinely tends to come a lot from this platform, right? And it genuinely might be because of how people operate on there, right? You think about the average TikTok user, they're not exactly thinking about much, right? And potentially those things get cemented in their heads. You know, the things that they see about Ironmouse get cemented in their heads to the point where they end up hating her and whatever. And as I said, they're pretty stupid anyways, so they end up just taking it in and believing that it's real, because that is the average demographic over on TikTok at the moment, it seems like, right? I'm not saying that everyone that uses TikTok is stupid, because I use TikTok and stuff as well, but the people that feel like they need to comment this kind of stuff and things like that, those are the kind of people that I'm referring to, which there is quite a huge amount of over on TikTok, right? Saying they are either legitimately stupid or trolling, pay them no mind, saying they must be a Yu-Gi-Oh player because their reading comprehension is in the dumpster, saying I would think Yu-Gi-Oh players would have a better reading comprehension due to the complexity of the card, and now whether players actually read the card, that's a universal issue. So yeah, saying unfortunately people are just stupid, so they definitely skipped English class, 100% true. Saying think of how stupid the average person is and realize that half of them are stupider than that. That's actually true. Wait, I never thought about that. That's a good quote. I might use that in the future. Think about how stupid the average person is, right? The average person, pretty stupid. And then you're going to think that average is in the middle. Average means it's like slap bang in the middle, which means there's people less. Which, yeah, that's crazy. I remember her hit song is Israel #1. What? The way that people these days openly hate random Jews because Israel bad is concerning, which again, I don't know what that's to that. And saying, and ladies and gentlemen, more evidence that the internet is full of dumbasses. I'm confused. What's the actual drama here? Haters gonna hate. That's really it. Which obviously, yeah, I think it is honestly just people trying to hate on them. Saying people like those commenters are truly biblically stupid and incapable of critical thinking in the slightest. 99% of the time, their claims are outrageous and intentional rage bait. Whenever someone with an iota of sense tries to debate them, their sources boil down to, I made it up, I read it somewhere, because they're too dumb to know what fact-checking is. They're the kind of knuckle-dragging mouth breathers that would condemn Jesus himself if he rose tomorrow because he'd be a brown-skinned woke socialist. Which I don't know how we got there, but that's interesting. Of course, yeah, so lots of people have very different opinions on it. And lots of obviously it seems that the general consensus though is this person is pretty stupid, right? And it seems like they just don't fact check anything. It seems like they don't understand anything to do with Ironmouse at all, and just want to leave any kind of comment that they can to bring her down, right? And to try and bring other fans of her down as well, as it seems like more so in this case, as they were replying to a fan talking about the hate that she's been getting, and the fact that she's actually a good singer and things like that, which, yeah, I mean, as I said, it just seems like your average TikTok user. It seems like, the average person that you would come across on this platform. So there's nothing to be like worried about, but it is just stupid. And it does get a little bit, boring at times, right? Whenever people do this. But yeah, I mean, that is essentially all there is for this situation, though. Just kind of want to cover that because I thought it was a pretty interesting one. If you guys did enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also, go to GameStop, use my code Kazza, get 10% off. Again, they got a ton of really cool stuff over there. Definitely recommend checking it out. And also, go to my React channel. Again, they got a ton of, I got a ton of cool stuff there, too, including, obviously we reacted to a video on the hate of Ironmouse, if you guys want to go see that. But we also reacted to a bunch more stuff. I reacted to air conditioning. Yeah, I know. and also other things like Holo GTA, like Hololive GTA, which was super fun to watch. So yeah, go over there, go follow. We'll try to get to 1,000 subs. We're almost there, so yeah, yeah, check it out. But yeah, that's what I got. I'll see you guys in the next one. So, see ya.